And let me see, I need to go to this one. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to screen share. And this is the one that I want. Okay, whoops, is that upside there? Okay. So here's the agenda. Can you guys see that?
Barely.
It's
Okay.
kind of small.
Yeah. All you're going to see my eyeballs as I try and read it.
Okay. We make it larger here and see if that makes a difference on the screen share.
Much better.
Perfect.
Okay, there you go. Note to self, if you're going to screen share, you need to enlarge the document. Okay. So, this is what I had just said basically the plan was. So, did you guys get a chance to take a look at the site team plan?
Not for a while.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to that one. I looked at it earlier.
Is this the same document we ended up with at the end of the AVID conference?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. Then I have seen it.
Okay. And I'm going to make this one. Oops. Too many screens open. Okay, I'll make this one larger. And stretch it out. There. How's that? Can you see that okay?
It was fine until you shrunk it the last time.
Oh, is it larger now?
We need a little bit bigger.
Bigger than this?
A little bit.
Okay.
Amanda's got a halo.
Ah, Amanda.
Get the background.
Hey, Amanda.
Better, thank you.
Okay. We just briefly talked about the agenda for tonight, and I said it's to take a look at the site team plan, to form some subcommittees for things like field trips, family night, and then do a recap of where we stand for the dance. And then sign off, set next steps if we want, and then sign off for the night, and that's it. We have our first meeting, but the big thing is being able to take a look at the site plan.
Okay.
And Amanda, you were there when we worked on this too.
Yeah.
I don't know that Glenn's had a chance to see this yet.
No, I haven't looked at it yet.
Okay. One of the things that we had set was school-wide use of binders and organizational tools, which we are all using binders and making sure that they're using their planners. What we have not done is an AVID-based in-service on Wicker strategies. And we had wanted to have that by the first quarter. That has not happened yet, so I think that's one area that we want to revise and update, and maybe during some times, Mike, we can take a look at where we can build in some strategies in how you would use Wicker in the classroom.
Okay, our SEM days are getting so impacted. It'd almost have to be on a short SEM. Can you get it done in half an hour?
You know, I'm thinking if we take like 1 or 2 strategies and then just do a real quick, this is what it looks like, this is how you can use it. I don't think it's something that has to be hours on end, but if we could do this on, I don't know, monthly would be great, if we could say like the strategy of the month, because this also is going to address Common Core. And
we need to coordinate this with Matt and his efforts too, so that we're not duplicating or overlapping.
Exactly. So let me see if I can type in. Yeah, I can. So I'm going to amend this to to work with Matt.
Call him the instructional coach.
Okay. And look at implementing by the middle of second quarter. Does that, I mean, the middle of third quarter, does that sound realistic?
It sounds optimistic, and it might as well be optimistic at this point.
Okay. Okay.
Use that power cord.
The other parts of it, I think, are pretty much being implemented, so I think we're good there. The next one is expand the use of student written reflections or learning logs outside of AVID electives. I don't think this is really being done. We had said by the end of first semester, but again, it's not something that we've addressed through any kind of trainings. So unless anyone else has a feel for whether classes are or maybe that's something that Matt could help us with too. Classes that are using learning logs or using written reflections at the end of a period.
Now that's one of the Wicker strategies, isn't it?
I'm sorry?
Isn't that one of the Wicker strategies?
It is, definitely, yes.
It's
But
part of Cornell Notes too, isn't it?
it is, it would be in Cornell Notes when they're writing their summary.
So teachers who are using Cornell Notes should be doing this.
Yeah, but see, the reflection is different than the summary.
Right.
So if they're doing that, I think it's a step in the right direction, but I don't feel comfortable with saying that we've met this one yet. I think this is one that we still need to look at and decide the best way to implement it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That might be the subject of our first SEM that we do with Matt, is work on this, on use of learning logs, and see, one, who's doing it, and two, who's interested.
Okay. And
Some of the stuff we did today with Peter Archer talks about more frequent small writing tasks. This might fit into that nicely too.
exactly. And again, a lot of what we have here really dovetails nicely with Common Core, with getting the kids to be thinking more deeply, to be reflecting, to be writing. It just meshes quite nicely with it. The stumbling block becomes, where do you find the time to start showing people how to use this, and then roll it out from there. So
Anita gave us a very nice little summary of short and frequent writing strategies. So we might want. It doesn't have to say AVID on it when we do it, does it?
it doesn't what?
Doesn't have to say AVID on it when we do it, as long as we're doing it.
No, exactly. Right. No, it does not have to say AVID. Because once, as we start bringing AVID out more school-wide, we don't necessarily need to say this is an AVID strategy. It's, if your school is advertised, you don't have to keep saying this is AVID, this is AVID. Everyone's doing it. So it does not need to be, it's an AVID strategy. But it does need to be something that we can provide documentation for outside of the AVID elective classes, that they're doing this in social studies and science, and have evidence of where students have done some sort of a writing summary or a learning summary. And it doesn't have to be done daily. It could be done on a weekly basis. So there's a lot of options there. We just need to we really needed to go back and revisit this document to be able to say, oh, that's right, how are we going to build this in? What are we going to do? So one of my purposes for today is exactly what we're doing here. And
Okay.
this then becomes our evidence for going back and revisiting the site plan, and are you using it to drive what you're going to be doing in AVID? And the answer to that question is yes. And the proof is our recording. So the next one is establish regular AVID meetings, both face-to-face and we built using Google Hangout. So I think we can definitely say we are doing this one, but we did not do it within the first month.
No.
But are they being calendared like it says it's going to be?
It has not been calendared yet. That's one thing that we need to, and I think we started calendaring it at the Summer Institute, but it has not. It was not put down, and that's something that we need to get a regular schedule in. I personally think the Google Hangouts are going to solve a whole lot of problems, and where we're going to find the time during the school day to get people to meet. And again, we've got a recording of it for anyone who's not able to be here, where they can still be a part of it. So I think we're moving in the right direction on this one. We need to complete the calendar. And so what would a consensus be for a good time? Would Thursday evenings around this time be a good time to schedule it on a monthly basis?
A little later on Thursday evenings for me. It was unusual that we were done with. I mean, I had the meeting stacked up. This was the third one. It was fortunate it worked out.
Okay.
But 7 o'clock on Thursday, on the, what is this, the second Thursday of the month?
Right. So 7 o'clock would be a good time.
It works for me, but I'm not the only one involved in this either.
Right. Well, and I think we have to go for the majority, because whenever I don't think we're ever going to have a time where it's the best time for everyone. So we go with the majority of people who can be here, but then we also have the fallback option. Anyone who's not here can take part in it by viewing what they missed in that meeting, and when we have the next meeting, if there's anything that they want to add to it or anything they want to bring up for discussion, it can be added to the agenda. So that can then be the next steps. Every time we build in, what are our next steps going to be, and then just continue from there.
Can I make a suggestion? Anything of the new typing you've done this evening,
Yes.
put it in a color or a different font so we can tell what's changed.
Oh, you know, that is a good idea. Okay, I'll go back and do that after.
Okay.
I'll do this one here, but rather than hold you guys up, because I'm not necessarily the best typist in the world, I'll do that after we finish the conversation.
It'll also drive anything that anybody comes in and looks at it. They'll know what's changed since the last time they looked at it.
Exactly, good point. And actually, I should put the date too, because that's something that we want to have for our evidence too. Is when did we do this adjustment? So, yeah, good suggestion. And increase parent involvement in meetings, workshops, award ceremonies, and we talk about family night, AVID dance. We've already got some parents who are helping out with either bringing in baked goods, or they're going to help with donating items. We're asking for parent volunteers to also be chaperones. So we've got that part of it done. Usually they're involved in field trips. So that's always been one of our ways to say, yes, we have parent involvement. We've never been able to get them to meetings, but if this time works for them also, this may be a way to be able to get parent participation in meetings, and then again, we don't have to have them give up a lunch, or they can't take time out of work, so that we get that included.
Okay, one thing that Gear Up is doing in February, I think they're starting on February 19th, is having a series of parent education meetings might be able to piggyback on that a little bit and just get the AVID name out there in front of other parents.
Right. In February, you said?
Right. They're having a series. I think they have either 5 or 6 parent education nights once a week for 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. And that takes care of our site team. So I'll get that out of the way. Close that one. Go back to the agenda here. And come on, screen share. Well, it's not wanting to cooperate right now. Okay, well, we've taken care of the first item. Subcommittees for field trips, family night, etc. Are there any volunteers for people to spearhead the field trips? Glenn, you did that last year, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm fine with doing that.
Okay, no, Glenn, did you do it with Sue?
Oh.
I didn't
Amanda,
share it or anything. I helped out with some of the footwork on it.
okay, how about if I put you and Amanda down for that? Would you be okay with that?
That's fine. Do we kind of have a thought about which direction, which college campus we want to go towards?
The students definitely do.
Okay, have they suggested anything yet?
Yes, Sue's students and my students both want either, well, I think it's a far stretch, but they both have strongly suggested Stanford or Cal Poly.
Oh, okay, 2 good choices. Field trip leads, I'll put Glenn and Amanda.
Okay, and I'm going to bring Gear up again because Hector's been bugging me. I told him that we could probably coordinate a joint field trip
Okay.
with shared expenses on buses.
Oh, okay.
So, talking to if we can pay part of a bus, then he can pay part of a bus, then he can take his 8th graders are already covered. So any of the 7th, 6th, and 7th graders we wanted to take would be our portion of the transportation cost.
Okay.
I've talked to about how to bill that out, and there's not any problem that way.
Okay. That would be, and we'll share the cost for buses, you said?
Yes,
Nice. So then we wouldn't have to have parents driving.
correct.
Nice. Okay.
The site council budget we just approved has some travel money in it.
Oh, nice. Okay. So I'm putting check with Hector, Gear up for coordination.
When is Hector on campus so we can go talk to him?
It's hit and miss because he's split between us and the high school. Typically, he shows up at my office unannounced, and sometimes I talk to him and sometimes I don't. The one we've got the Gear Up interns who are pretty good message takers, and they will sometimes they know what's going on, sometimes they don't.
Are they, whoops, did I lose you guys?
Nope.
I'm still here.
Still here.
Image just went out, so I can't see you guys. But as long as you
I
can...
shut off my image to improve my quality on seeing your screen shares. Because when it's on, I have a really fuzzy image.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what happened. The students that work, the college students, are they available as tutors? We had some for tutors in AVID last year. That's not a possibility now?
We'll have to look at their schedules next semester.
Okay.
It didn't work out this semester, but there's a possibility as they get new classes next semester that we'll have we can work that out.
Oh, that would be good, because that was great last year, and there was one in each elective, and it really helped the students to have that connection with a college student, and it was really nice to have them there. So if we could work that out, that would be great. So Glenn and Amanda, if you could either email Hector or kind of get that ball rolling.
Sure, I've been working with him a bit this year to try to collect stuff for him, so I'll ask him.
Okay. And then I'll just let you guys take it from there, and when we meet the next time, then you can just let us know where things stand. But you guys will be in charge.
We want this in the spring, yes?
I'm sorry?
We want this in the spring, right?
Well, I thought if we could get 2 in, that would be really nice, but I don't know that that's going to be possible. So I was thinking one possibly the end of January, maybe beginning of February, and then one further into the spring. But I don't know that that's going to be a reality. And so I think we just need to explore options, but I'm going to put you 2 guys in charge of that. And then you'll just report back on what's happening, and we'll take it from there. And being able to bring the information back to the AVID students and work things out. But this way, it's not just one person having to think about, now let's get this moving and that. So you guys will take that and run with it.
Okay.
And dance plans, I've got 2 teachers so far who have said they can definitely be there. And remind me again, Amanda, can you be there or no?
The dance?
For the dance.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be there.
Okay, so we've got Amanda. Glenn might be able to come a little bit later, but you're not sure.
That's right. It all depends on when they decide to let us in to do the setup and how long that's going to take.
Right. I'm going to be taking, oh, you mean for what you're going to be doing for the setup? Okay. And I'm asking my students, and I had Sue ask her students, for parents who would be able to chaperone. I
asked my students as well.
Okay. I'll put another reminder out to the staff, and Samantha might be able to be there, but she's not sure. She's going to need to check, and Dina can be there for most of it, but she can't stay for the whole time. So I think as we get closer to the dance, we're going to be fine with chaperoning. I just have a better comfort level if I know that it's, I don't like leaving things up to, oh, it'll work out. That drives me nuts. I want to know definitely who's going to be there. So,
do we have any good parents that are going to be there?
I don't know with my students yet who's going to be there, but I would think Laurie Martinez will probably be there. Allison Rivera's mother, I'm sure, will be there. She was there last year. So I think we've got some really good parents. Isaiah Brown's mom will no doubt be there.
Really?
She was there last year.
Is he still an AVID?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Yeah. And she was there last year and stayed for the dance, so I'm thinking she probably will be there. I have not confirmed that with anyone. I'm just thinking from last year, who were the AVID parents who showed up and stayed and chaperoned for the dance. So tomorrow we may have some more definite answers in who's going to be there or what parents might be able to be there. And as I said, I'll send out another reminder to the staff. Oh, Adam Fair said he would be there. So that's another teacher who would be there. So I think by the time the dance comes, we should be in pretty good shape, but I'd like to get definite commitments from more staff and from parents that, yes, they definitely will be there.
When are you going to do ticket sales?
We're going to start ticket sales on Monday.
Okay.
And we're charging $5 before the dance, and then if they buy tickets at the door, it's $6. And we're going to be announcing that on Monday, that if you buy your tickets before you come into the dance, it's $5. If you buy them at the door, it's $6.
Yeah, plenty of dollar bills for change if you're going to do that.
I know, yes. You definitely have to have that.
Or two,
What's that?
or $2 bills.
Or two, yes, that's true. $2 bills. So that's all set. Laurie Martinez is making the tickets for us, and she's making 350 tickets. Permission slips are being sent out by Yolanda, or being prepared by Yolanda, and they'll be ready for next week, so we've got that under control. We've got a number of students who are bringing in baked goods, and either baked goods or candy. Glenn's going to check with King City Pizza. They donated last year. I don't know if they're going to be willing to donate this year. And I've checked with Cheezer's Pizza, and they will give us a price break, but they will not donate them. So we can get the large ones for $8 if we go with Cheezer's Pizza.
How many slices are in a large Cheezer's?
16, I believe.
But they're smaller slices.
So
Doesn't matter.
we'll see if we can get a little bit more information from King City and then put the order in from there. It would be nice if we could get them donated again, because the DJ is more expensive than what we had last year. He's $400, and last year it was $250. So that would be nice, but
That's the K-Don DJ again.
I'm sorry?
That's the K-Don DJ who did it.
Yeah, the K-Don DJ.
That's a big selling point when you're trying to flog tickets.
Yeah, and we've got that advertised on, I put little flyers in the teachers' boxes to put in their windows, and the kids are going to be passing out posters. Some of the AVID students are going to be working with Samantha's leadership students tomorrow to make the big posters to start advertising, and K-Don DJ will be on there too. So the kids are aware of the fact that K-Don DJ will be here, and they're excited about that. So we've got that part under control with the dance. I put together a Google form for sign-ups and for cleanups, and I sent you an email, Amanda. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So we're dividing up who's going to do what for setup and what part they're going to be setting up and cleanup. So that's under control, so we know who's going to be doing what when it comes time to get the place decorated and then clean it up after. So, any other issues about the dance that have not been mentioned
I'm
yet?
short administrator-wise because Steve is trying to do an ELAC meeting the same night. So he'll be there at the end for the dismissal, but he might not be there for the beginning, which is the dismissal is when we need the help.
Okay. And you're going to be there for the whole thing or no?
But, one of the things we want to make sure is parents know that they have to come inside to pick up the kid. We don't
Okay.
release
Is that on the permission slip?
not right now. So you might talk to Yolanda before she prints them up and make sure that it gets done there. We talked about it last time, but I'm not sure it got done.
Okay, I'll check with her tomorrow for that, to make sure that she has that on there. And any other issues with the dance? Or are we okay? Okay, moving on. Elective to date. The 6th grade elective for AVID, the students are just about finished with their tutor training. We've been doing whole group tutorials so that they're getting the idea of the tutorial request form and what that looks like, and using the higher level questioning to really get all of the students focused and talking and thinking about the question at hand. So that seems to be going pretty well. How are the electives going in for you, Amanda?
It's going. I mean, for my first year, I think it's definitely going okay. Tutorials. There's some really good days, and there's some days that they need a little guidance. Today was one of those days. But overall, it's going well.
Oh, good. Okay. And it seems to be going pretty well for Sue with what she's doing in her elective class. And I have an AVID site that I'm going to update. And what I would like all the AVID teachers to do is to use the spreadsheet form in there for grades and GPAs for first quarter, and then at the end of second quarter to put second quarter in there. Do you have any students who have been put on probation or who might need probation?
I have quite a few who have been on probation, and they've been going to Gear Up, and I need to check in with them again. I checked in at progress reports. I need to check in again as the quarter comes to a close, but I think I have one student, but at this point will be dropped because she's still failing. She's just not doing the tutorials or the binders very seriously.
Right.
And so I think at the end of the quarter she'll be dropped, but everyone else has at least made some effort to bring up their grade in every class.
And I talked with a number of my sixth grade students towards the middle of first quarter and the end of first quarter, and they really did a good job in bringing their grades up. But I've got two that have let it go again, so they're going to be put on probation for the rest of second quarter and probably into.
Probation too. I had so many students first quarter because it was my understanding that they couldn't have a D or an F in any class.
No, they can't.
Right. And
Definitely
so
I look at a D as basically a glorified F. So
Yeah.
they should not have those. No.
right, and so they had to have at least a C in every class and then hopefully a B in AVID.
Right.
Or both. Yes. So, and because so many of my students are new to AVID, I think it kind of came to a surprise that I was really making them focus on every class.
Right.
But I've talked to almost every parent. I've definitely talked to every student on several occasions about grades. So I'm going to have that conversation again
Okay.
with some of them.
And that was pretty much everything that I wanted to have covered for our first meeting. Were there any other areas that anyone wanted to bring up?
You look like you have something, Amanda.
What?
You look like you had something on your mind.
No, I'm still kind of unsure about a lot of it, but I'm doing it and I'm trying. So I'm a little nervous about how to handle some of my probation students. I've been trying, but
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Well, and that's part of that learning process with the first one. But any questions that you have, Amanda, you can go to Sue. You can come to me. John's done AVID, so there's a Glenn has done AVID. So you've got a number of experienced AVID elective teachers that you can also turn to for questions. So you're definitely not in this all by yourself.
Thanks.
And again, like I said, that's part of the learning process for both you and for the students who are new to AVID to realize that this is what actually is going on. So yeah, that's if you guys can get your essentials for the initial self-study, I put folders in your boxes last week for the essential that I would like you to take a look at, and I also included last year's self-study, so you can go back and look at your essential and see where we were at the end of last year. And again, this is the initial one, this is not the final. So if you're not sure and it looks like really nothing has changed, then indicate that that's where it is, because as we're collecting evidence, when we get ready for the spring certification, that's when we're going to go through the evidence and say, yes, we're still here. No, not quite. And we can keep addressing those essentials that we think maybe we need a little bit more proof or a little bit more evidence on as we have our future meetings and have that in the forefront of our minds that this is what we need to be doing. So if you could get those to me by tomorrow, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay? And that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about and take a look at. So if no one else has any questions, I still don't have my visual here, so I'm hoping I did not lose. I can hear you guys. I'm hoping I didn't lose.
Up at the top, did you
I
click
got it
mute
back.
the-
Never mind. I got it. I didn't want to lose this so that at the end, when I stop the broadcast, it's going to go right to YouTube. And I didn't want to lose this connection. I've got it back here. Something else must have knocked it out, but it's here. So, good. So, if no one else has any questions or anything else that you want to bring up or talk about, we're done.
Okay.
See ya.
Thank you very much for taking the time to be here, and I'll go ahead and change the colors in the site team plan, and we'll just plan the second Thursday of every month at around 7 o'clock. I'll send out reminders to everyone, and whoever cannot be here will have the recorded broadcast in YouTube, that they'll be able to see that, and then if they have questions or whatever, but at least they'll be kept up to date with what we're doing. So,
Okay, thanks, Pat.
thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
Okay. You guys have a good night.
You
Night.
too.